everybody! Welcome to my funky balcony! My balcony of funk. This lovely place I live, it's called the South Shore of beautiful Turkish Riviera. And here we are at the end of November, and sunshine, and I'm enjoying everything, and I'm enjoying my favorite hobby in the whole world, which is fishing and tackle tinkering. Come on close, let me turn you on to some of the jigs I made. Every season, at the end of the concert season, I sit down and make lures. This year I made a lot of jigs. And I learned some stuff with the jigs I want to share with you. Hopefully will turn you on and inspire you in your jig making as well. First of all, I want to thank all the people who were kind enough to mail me jigs all the way from the USA to Turkey where I live. First of all, on Stripers Online, SOL, I want to thank the beautiful gentleman Tin Man. I also know him from eBay. He's a very nice guy. He does this professionally. A family man, God bless him. Thank you, Tin Man, for sending me all the wonderful jigs. Also, I want to thank Spot Burn Hater, Mr. Joe Bags from Stripers Online Commercial Forum. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I highly recommend buying from Mr. Joe Bags. He does this as a small business from his home. At the same time, this is how he makes the money to send his kids to college. So that's the American dream right there. You got to help out these wonderful people, Americans. Also, I want to thank New Jersey Tackle, NJ Tackle. John, thank you, brother. Thank you for the wonderful jigs. And I want to thank these are the people that you could trust. They're wonderful people. And I wanted to put in a good word for them and thank them for sending jigs all the way to Turkey. So let's get down to it. Look at my babies here. Look at my babies here. They're so realistic. The flies want to eat them. Well, now here's one. Let's start right here. These are jigs that I got from NJ Tackle. He has all different kinds of stuff. The banana jig is a favorite because of the angle of its head. When you cast out, it swims up. When it hits the water, swims up. This way you could swim it up over things, doesn't get snagged. Good for shallow water. Also, the good old standby, the Smiling Bill, which I've decided to do all white here. And also the good old round jigs, again with that nice angle here, 45-degree angle, which is great for casting and retrieving in shallow water. Now, here's the little tricks I want to share with you. These look like normal jigs, but they're not. Here I've used, for those of you who don't know, very easy to powder paint your jigs. A whole lot of videos on that. Look them up and you'll see how to do it. But there's a new thing in powder painting called UV, ultraviolet, UV blast. It's a powder which is see-through. It has no color of its own. But when you put it on top of a jig, it drastically increases the ultraviolet light of the jig, which the jig reflects. Now, you know, these beautiful fish, these critters that we target in our sport, they have eyes that are different from us. And inside the water, they use ultraviolet more than regular light. So this is, look at this, it's a regular pearl jig with the UV blast on it. As you can see, it brings out more light. And in the dark, deeper waters, when you're bouncing bottom, when there's waves, that will attract more colors, more fish, more action. So UV blast, if you're powder painting your jigs, you should use it. It's a simple powder. After you powder paint your jig, dip it in the UV blast and you get that. Here is another one that's done with UV blast. Also here I can tell now because when you look at them, they really, really shine. Also, one thing I want to turn you guys on to is a new color I discovered, which is very interesting, on a raw lead jig. Raw lead, it's called yellow candy apple. Candy apple yellow. And even though it's yellow, when you use it on a raw jig, it comes out green. Here's the beautiful color. Look at that. Is that a nice color? Look, get a close-up of that there, man. Look. Oops, dropped one. Hope my cat doesn't eat it. Here we go. Now let's take a good look at that. As you can see, it's see-through, so you can see the wonderful scale effects of the Spro type of lure. And when it's see-through, you can see those scales. It's got a very, very nice, attractive color. I've got the UV blast on that as well. So here is something that's got high-tech and very, very good for clear water, clear days, sunny days, where you need realism to attract the fish. Now, we're casting out pretty far sometimes. Sometimes the fish are at your feet. Sometimes we're casting out pretty far. And sometimes when you're using pork rind or squid strips, it stops you from casting out far. That's why we have these ties, which are jigs with feathers. So the first thing you do before you tie on the deer hair is you tie on the hackle right in the middle. So that takes the place of the teaser, takes the place of the pork rind, the trailer. So here's an example. Here's a color coordinated. Once again, these are Tin Man's jigs. And what I did here was that I used a wonderful color called aluminum base, which makes it very, very shiny, like it's almost like it's chrome plated. On top of that, I approached it like a lure, and I gave it a see-through blast of purple on the top, a nice little pink hue on the bottom. So you've got basically like a little fishing lure. Covered that up with 3 coats of epoxy on top of a realistic dome eye. So you have a very 3D looking, very natural looking bait. On top of that, I've used this color here, which is a violet. I used the blue tail. So it's the themes are color coordinated. Here's blurple. Here's tan. Tan, highly overlooked by people who tie bucktails. Trust me, tan is a killer color. Here's a combination that I gotta turn you on to. This is gold powder paint with a yellow dome eye, using a tan bucktail and Enrico Puglisi glitter, gold glitter. So you see that? That looks like it's getting hit by everything that swims is hitting that. So I highly recommend you try it. Tan, deer hair, Enrico Puglisi gold glitter, and gold see-through powder paint. That's something you gotta try right there. Highly recommend it. Let's move onward. Here is a good old white Smiling Bill. I'm not using the red lips on this edition, more white. I use the dome eyes, which really shine. Use the UV blast on top of it to bring it out. And on the bottom of the deer hair, I use the Enrico Puglisi glitter. This stuff comes alive in the water. I used this wonderful here, Crystal Flash, standard, and the pink feathers. My cat is attacking my toes. Okay, move on with here. Bright green, you can't meet. Here's the same gold I use for this. This is a color that really works, gold. But I use yellow here. The idea was to make themes, color combinations that swim well, look well in the water, and attract the attention of angry, hungry bass. Here is a color that I highly recommend called Alvive. If you look close, it's a really, really nice color, gleams nice. Use that with a nice violet colored deer hair with Crystal Flash. Here is an interesting thing, highly recommend as well. You know DNA, it's a special fly tying material. I find that it makes a very good trailer. I tie it directly onto the hook and then put a Crystal Flash behind it and then put the deer hair. So the DNA opens and closes, undulates like the body inside the deer hair. So the deer hair is undulating. It's like one of those see-through fish that are so yummy to the predators. Let's move over here. Here is that yellow candy that I used over straight raw lead, and it gave this wonderful effect. Again, the same thing. Look at that. You get that see-through 3D effect. Here again, you notice the UV blast. Now here's something interesting I'd like to share with you. Here is Enrico Puglisi's hair in there. I mixed it in with the deer hair. So I took the deer hair, put it in my hand, put the Enrico's fibers, mix it together. And here is a mixture of Enrico's fibers and the deer hair. Highly recommended. That thing undulates like it's alive. Once it gets in the water, with no current, nothing, little twitch of the rod, thing moves. I got a lot of fish with this type of theme. Again, the DNA I'm using here as the trailer, inside sparsely tied bucktail, see-through. Isn't that a beautiful color? Look at that. That looks alive. Here is the Enrico Puglisi Just Black. And I have a lot of epoxy because I bang this on rocks late at night, deep. It gets snagged a lot. I get up and I get fish with that. Now, these jigs from Tin Man, SOL seller, commercial seller. These jigs are from NJ Tackle John. Now, if you want jigs with Magumbo hooks that are not going to bend, never going to let you, mustad hooks, then you got to see Joe Bags. His name is Spot Burn Hater on SOL commercial seller. Look at this. These are like, that's a 1/4 ounce head. Look at the size of this hook. You could lift up a hog with that, you know? And it's a very unique type of mold which he made for himself. He's got a patent on it, and I highly recommend these jigs. Again, these are some torpedo jigs from NJ Tackle. So, I hope this has inspired you to go out there and tie them up. And for those of you who think that it's expensive, it's not. You have to buy a little vise and get a nice $35 Chinese vise. It'll last you a year. You've lasted years. You'll have fun with it. And if you can make up your mind if you want to keep going. The deer hair is $5 a piece, and a bobbin is $3. You know, for like $50 you can get started doing this, and man, is it fun! And when you catch something on a jig that you made, it's a thrill. It's got to be lived to understand. So here's my latest batch of wonderful jigs I want to share with you. Good luck in all your jig tying. Signing off from beautiful, sunny, lovely Turkey, the Turkish Riviera, my funky balcony. Awesome John, sending you love and respect. God bless you and your families. Enjoy life. Enjoy our wonderful hobby. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.